सेल आउट होने वाला मॉडल तो यही है।
आपके पैसे लग रहे हैं, मैं इसलिए आपको बताने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ।
गलती से शायद 250 GB का फोन निकाल दिया।
फिर हम लोग डब्बे बहुत ध्यान से खोलते हैं, फिर बाद में हम लोग उसको सही करवा लेते हैं, और मैं इससे ज्यादा आगे कुछ बोल नहीं सकता।
Okay, every year crores of smartphones are sold in India, and you would be shocked to know you and me buy smartphones online. And this is a very interesting stat. 6 out of 10 smartphones sold in India are sold offline. And this stat, this got me really thinking. So if most people are still buying phones offline, are they getting the best phone with the best deals, or are people paying the same money for a much worse phone? So we went all in. We took the same budget. We bought phones online, we bought phones offline from the same brands. And what we found was very shocking. It's not the difference between the prices of the phone, but some practices that you see offline. And trust me, you are not ready for this. Pratik, TechWiser, this is a banger. Let's effing go. Now, before we get to the meat of the video, or paneer if you're vegetarian, there are 3 specific rules for this video. First, we zero down on the budget that we'll buy phones, offline and online. And this budget has to be the price where maximum India buys phones. So the budget came down to smartphones around 20,000 and smartphones around 30,000. Rule number 2, we'll buy only those phones which the shopkeeper recommends. We'll not recommend devices or we'll not put words into his mouth. We'll just tell our preference. Rule number 3, and based on what brand the shopkeeper recommends offline phones, we'll buy the best phone from that brand online. So we can compare. And I've been spotted in this market many times. I've done a lot of shots there. So just to get the authentic experience of offline buying, Shobik from the team went to the offline market.
Alright, so we are in Noida's biggest offline smartphone market, and today we are going to try to buy one phone under 20,000 and one phone under 30,000. Let's get started.
So in the first shop, the shopkeeper recommended us Vivo Y21. In the second one, he recommended us a Motorola phone. But when we asked for another option, he also pushed for the Y21 and we bought it. Now in the third shop we went, the shopkeeper recommended us Vivo Y31. And then we checked multiple stores in that area. Under 20,000, shopkeepers are mostly recommending Y21 and Y31. And Shobik asked them the reason, why? And this is how they explained.
प्रोसेसर का फर्क है बेसिकली, क्वालकॉम का इसमें स्नैपड्रैगन Z2 में मीडियाटेक है, डायमेंसिटी के सबसे, बाकी कैमरा ऑलमोस्ट सेम है, बैटरी सेम है, सब सेम है, बस प्रोसेसर का फर्क है। पर लेटेस्ट में तो यही सेल आउट होने वाला मॉडल तो यही है
Y31 ना,
रिस्पॉन्स इसका अच्छा है।
And some shopkeepers were a bit incorrect about things. Like in one shop that we visited, he said 6 GB is the base variant for Y21.
दो वेरिएंट है, 128 है और एक 256 है।
But if you go and check online, it also has a 4,000 rupees cheaper, a 4 GB variant as well. So we were given a wrong information, but it could be human error. Then we went to another shop asking if I should go with Vivo Y21 or Vivo Y31, and this is how it went.
इसका मॉडल आता है Y21 जो अभी इससे भी पहले बाद में आया, मतलब इस वाले प्राइस सेगमेंट में आपको सेम प्राइस में 8 GB रैम मिलेगी। उसमें कैमरा भी 8 मेगापिक्सल का है, उसमें कैमरा 50 मेगापिक्सल का, बैटरी और वो चीज़ सब चीज़ सेम आएगी, लेकिन यहाँ रैम का फर्क आ जाएगा और प्रोसेसर बढ़िया हो जाएगा, कैमरा अच्छा हो जाएगा। आपके पैसे लग रहे हैं, मैं इसलिए आपको बताने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ।
Then the shopkeeper even pulled up an online comparison chart.
ये दोनों के कंपैरिजन दे रहा हूँ, ये देखो।
By the way, this was the comparison chart he was showing. And then
स्नैपड्रैगन प्रोसेसर है, यहाँ डायमेंसिटी का, तो यहाँ पे ये फोन ठीक है।
अच्छा।
now all of a sudden we were clueless about what changed. Like he was convincing Shobik to buy the Y21, and he somehow said that Y31 is better and said it would cost 23,500 rupees with offers from his side. But when we asked for Y21,
डायमेंसिटी वाले का भैया उसमें देखो पता क्या है, एक तो कैमरा फ्रंट कैमरा कम हो जाएगा, फिर मैंने चीज़ें चेक करनी है ना, तो वो कंपैरिजन चार्ट में ऊपर है।
and if you see the comparison chart he was referring to, the Y21 is better according to that chart. And at the end we were pushed for Y31 and we bought it. And similarly for 30,000 rupees we were told to buy the Oppo F31 Pro. So again we went ahead, bought it. And honestly we had no idea why we were recommended these phones, but once we compared them with the phones we bought online, everything started to make sense. Now, after spending almost half a day in the offline market, the team came back to the office and now it's time to buy phones online. But more importantly, the bigger question is, what does the same budget get you online? Now, this part of the video is sponsored by Flipkart and there's a reason for it. Sales. There are some good changes which we'll talk about in just a moment. Now on Flipkart, for around 20,000 budget, we looked for similarly priced phones, and this caught our attention, the Vivo T5X. Now again, for the 30,000 budget, we found the Oppo K13 Turbo. And here's the interesting part. As you would know, there is insane price hike going in smartphone industry. Even old phones are getting a price hike, except these ones. So these phones were available at almost the same as the launch price, and we were also getting a bunch of additional benefits, like there were bank offers, exchange bonuses, no cost EMI options, and even extra cashback on select cards that you could use. And this just makes things clear. These are online only brands, and that's why these phones were not recommended to us in the offline market. Now, the main part, because once we put these phones offline versus online side by side, we knew there would be a difference, but the difference in reality was much bigger than we expected. First, let's look at phone around 20,000 rupees. You get the Vivo Y21, Y31 on offline market and the Vivo T5X in online market. In display, all these three phones come with an LCD display, but the T5X has a full HD display, whereas the other two have only 720p. Next, in terms of performance, out of the three, the T5X has the best processor and faster UFS 3.1 storage. Just have a look at the AnTuTu scores. Next, in terms of software, this was a bit surprising. We thought Y31 is the latest phone, but it was still running on FunTouch OS 15, whereas Y21 and T5X were running on the latest Origin OS 6. Now, this is because Y21 was re-released in 2026 as a 5G phone. That's why Y21 is more latest than Y31. And even in terms of software, there's a difference. I've kept the Y21 and T5X side by side, and I'll open apps. On the Y21, if you notice, there's no app opening animation, whereas on the T5X, there is proper app opening animation. And this is obviously due to the inferior processor. Now, in terms of camera, oh my god, the results are shocking. Like, have a look at these samples. Three phones of the same brand, different outputs. The T5X photos looks best compared to the other two. Even in terms of battery and charging, the T5X has a bigger battery compared to the other two. In fact, currently, the T5X has the biggest battery in the under 25,000 rupees price range. Now, in terms of charging speed, it's the same in all the three phones. Now, for prices, we bought the Y31 for 23,700 rupees and the Y21 for 21,999. Whereas we got the Vivo T5X for 20,999 with offers and discounts. Now, around the 30,000 price range, we have the K13 Turbo and the F31 Pro, and the differences
एवरीवन, कैसे हैं आप सभी लोग। तो आज हम एक स्टोरी सुनाने जा रहे हैं चिंटू की। चिंटू के पास एक मोबाइल फ़ोन था, सैमसंग गैलेक्सी M31। सो किस किस को याद है, देख के बताना। सैमसंग गैलेक्सी M31 एंड उसके फीचर्स बताने थे। तो मेरे हिसाब से सैमसंग गैलेक्सी M31 में 4 कैमरे हैं और वो अपने टाइम का बेस्ट फ़ोन था। बट उस टाइम आने वाले थे अल्ट्रा वगैरह, और उस टाइम AI का भी टाइम आने वाला था। ऑलमोस्ट आ गया था, मतलब उसके 3 या 4 महीने बाद AI आ गया था। देन वी आर स्टार्टिंग यूजिंग AI and we learn lots of things about AI, artificial intelligence. We create a website, YouTube app, like automation tool and etc. We create almost everything, but we cannot get anything. So after lots of hard work, we decided to quit. And after a few months, we again motivated and finding the reason why we are quitting the game, because we are almost struggle around 6 years and now we are quitting the game. But that's not true, because it's not possible, because we cannot quit the game and we can not do anything in our life. So we restart our journey. Then we learning about tech, YouTube and Instagram, and lots of things we learned. Then we started discussion. We started discussing and learning YouTube and calling around 6 to 2 or 3 hours. And after we discuss all the thing, then we applying, and after 2 years we cannot get any type of result. We are dead in our mind, we are depressed, and we are just quitting. But then suddenly we learn and we get some people, they are doing many things like YouTube and some dash work, because we cannot tell you, and this is private thing. This is we cannot tell. किसी को हम नहीं बता सकते भाई कि ये है, बहुत प्राइवेट थी चीज़ थी जिससे हमने पैसे कमाना स्टार्ट करा. And because of 8 years of struggle, we learned you can get anything after loads of hard work and smart work. And we also learn hard work is not important, but hard work plus smart work is very important. Did you see Donkey was also doing the hard work, but he was not do smart work, so he called Donkey and he make fun of them, and we joke about Donkey, and we can relate it because Donkey is very dumb animal according humans, but it's not. So my recommendation is you will not quit your life, and struggle and learn, and struggle and learn. Anything you will do, you want to struggle. So my recommendation is don't quit the game. Enjoy it and feel it.